Hi guys, it's Matt here from Henry Shine. Just wanting to do a quick 15-minute video showing you all the bits and pieces and features of PlantMaker's software called Remexis. So, why do I like Remexis, you ask? Well, let me answer that one. Everything's all in the one place. So for us, obviously we've got Software of Excellence. Software of Excellence will link into Remexis, so you're not putting in patient data twice. Also, everything that PlantMaker have to offer is all integrated into here. So if you've got a CBCT through PlantMaker, your Diacom comes into here. X-ray, it comes into here. Your intraoral scanner, if you were to have a Emerald or one of the PlantMaker intraoral scanners, it can come into here. They've got other features within the software, so Smile Design, Model Builder, Implant Placement, and Surgical Guide. It can all be done all through this one software. So everything's all in the one place. So if you've got a new person coming into your practice, it's really easy to train them up. And you can take a lot of things in-house by taking on PlantMaker's Remexis software. So also benefits of Remexis are that it's a totally open system. So likewise, how I was mentioning about CBCT, you can export your CBCT and a Diacom to anyone that can receive a Diacom. You can bring in anyone else's Diacom into here. Likewise, if you're doing the intraoral scan, you can export your scan as an STL, which is an open source file. You can export it as a PLY file as well, which is a color version of STL. So there's, being a totally open system, you're not locked into any one thing, and also you can really get into good workflows with labs, whether they be either through 3Shape or ExoCAD. It's really easy to integrate into their workflow. So we'll go through everything now, and hopefully I'll squeeze it all in 5 minutes. I'm going to start with the longer things first and then end up in the shorter things. So we'll start off with, I think, one of the coolest workflows, the implant placement and planning. So to start off here, you click on 3D. Let's go from this particular case. I'll just close the patient actually, and I'll go in to myself and start all over again. So you click on a patient. We're going to go 3D. And after you've chosen 3D, then you can either capture your Diacom or CBCT here. You could import in someone else's CBCT, and you can also import in someone else's or use your own scan. So once that's done, I'm just going to click on this particular case that I've got in here. So double click on it, and as long as the Diacom and STL are merged together, which you can use just there, you can then start to do your implant placement. So the first thing that you'll do, we'll click over here, we'll choose a panoramic curve. You can edit it, or you can even draw it first, so you can click on certain points and draw the panoramic curve yourself. After it's drawn and you've created that shape, you can delete it, you can edit it, you can also select preset panoramic curves. So you can use all your different views, scroll up, down through every single view that is available to you there. So after you've done your panoramic curve, the next step is clicking on here again and going into implants. So you can choose your implant. So over here in the implant library, click on that, choose your implant. Lucky that I just happened to click on By Horizon, very great implants. Click on the size that you wanted. If you wanted pilot, fully guided, you can choose that. Choose a tooth, and you can add it to the plan by clicking there. Once that's added into your plan, you can start to edit and move it around by using your points here, there, and here. So you can make sure that it's sitting within the scan, or within the Diacom exactly where you want. You can also, the good thing about PlantMaker, if you have designed a crown on it, you can bring in that crown and make sure that you're happy with the position of it, making sure that your screw channel is not coming out through the buckle face of the crown. So it's really good workflow that you can integrate everything in together once again. So after you've placed the implant and you're happy with that, the next step is surgical guide. So I'll just get rid of that crown again, and we can now do the surgical guide. So the surgical guide step's really simple. So we just place this in a position so that we're happy with, say, the path of insertion of where we want it. So you can go set manually. You can see insertion direction there. Draw guide area. and then all we do is we draw around the area of the scan where we want the guide. So that's pretty easy, as you can see there. After that's done, remove sharp and thin edges, preview guide. So this is going to start creating a guide now. Depending on how much time you want to spend, you could create a smaller guide than this and it's going to spend less time processing. For one, you might just go from 3 to 3 if you wanted to. Now you can also, there's custom parameters here. You can choose within this drop box different printers. So the Form 2 is what we sell. Planmeca Creo C5 is the one that Planmeca are just about to release, and it is lightning fast, that Planmeca Creo C5. So each one that you choose will have different parameters here. Also, after you've done that, you can edit it yourself as well, and you can also add in some, or you can remove material. You can add in a bar after it's created. You can also add in some text. So after this is done, which it's almost there now, I'll show you how easy it is to create a guide using this Planmeca software. Also, as a former technician, I apologize if I place that implant in the wrong position. It's okay, I'm not placing implants, I'm just showing you how to do it. So, remove material. So I'll just make that a little bit larger. So that's that. I'll bring that up and around that way. Sorry, that's my mouse there. And then you can just trim up that last little bit just there. So done. Surgical guide created. Now the next step, if you wanted to, you can go add bar. Let's make it a little bit thicker, and you can click on, say, this point, and rotate it around, and we want to click on this point. There you go, bar created. Nice and easy. If you wanted to add another one on here, you can then click on here and here. Give yourself a little bit of retraction so you can keep the lip out of the road on this particular case. You can delete material in there as well. Make sure you've got enough room for water. So that's pretty much all the guide done. You can add text as well. Oh. And then you just move the guide to wherever you want the text on your guide and create. And there you go. Done. How easy is that? That is your guide created. You can then export that, create guide, export it as an STL, and it will go to any 3D printer to print. I'm not going to save that. So if you want to, this is one that I prepared earlier. So that's a guide that's been done as well. So it gives you a brief overview, and you can see by using the remove tool, you can add in the windows, viewing windows, to make sure it's seated down correctly. So that's done. Let's go on to the next one, models. So if you wanted to do a scan, I'll show you how the scans right now. So we can go start scanning. We're going to start scanning the upper, and when we start scanning the upper, I'm just going to do a quadrant today just to show you just quickly. So that's a scan done. Just a quick quadrant. I'll just trim up some of this excess material that I don't want. You can do a quick trim across the bottom, just tidy it all up. Then likewise, we'll do a quick trim along here. If there's any excess material, you can zoom in and just eliminate any excess material that you don't want. You don't have to spend ages doing this. The newer version of software that's about to release later on in the year, September, October, version 6 is going to automatically delete anything that's not attached to your scan. So all that stuff that I just did a quick trim on will be gone. You won't have to worry about it. So after you've done your quadrant, we're going to generate the model. So there we go. So there's the scan that I just did. You can see if you have too much saliva, obviously it's not going to pick it up, so you want to just make sure that there's enough saliva gone in your mouth. Exit. So after that's done, we'll bring in the scan, and we can click on this 3-point alignment. So hit Alt 1, hit Alt down, 1, 2, 3. So that's done. So after you've done that, you can now hit your 3D printing model tool. So you can either make it solid or hollow in these millimeter measurements. So 4mm, there we go. Model done. You can print that out right now. How quick and easy is that? That is the fastest model builder software you could possibly want. So from here, after you've created the model, you can bring in multiple models and you can compare them together to see if the patient's got any wear or anything like that. So the next one we'll go to CAD-CAM. So within the CAD-CAM here, we'll go to this particular job and the workflow. Actually, before I go into this, we'll show you Smile Design. So I'll show you how it integrates. So this is Smile Design. So if you were to bring in a 2D photo, you get a full image. So you want to try and get the eyes in. This is just one that I've pulled from the internet. But you can quickly point out, using this, point out the eyes, nose, and then you align all the teeth. After that's done, for this one, I've deleted all the other teeth and just left this one. You can move it around into position and you can adjust however you wanted it to sit in there. So after that's done and you're happy with that, you can play around with the shades. So you can choose different shades and you can make it look however you want it to. And then after that is done, which I'm going to move that a little bit down, a little bit more. After that's done, you can export it into your CAD-CAM case. So once it's exported, you can see here that it's generated your design that we've just done, and you can overlay that over the top of your CAD-CAM case. So now we've seen your guide design, model builder software, Smile Design, and also now the CAD-CAM. So we'll just open up this particular case. So we've got about 2.5 minutes here, so I think we can squeeze it in. So this was just a model that I scanned on the Emerald scanner. So within here as well, so there is an abutment workflow about to happen soon. So after you've chosen everything that you want, your library and material, you can then go into this step. So you can lock in your orientation, make sure that you're happy with your path of insertion, which I've already done. After that, then you can start tracing out your margin and exactly where you want your margin to be. So you can move it after you've done that and then edit it to where you want. So after that step, you go into your plan. Planning, all you need to do is use these 3 tools to adjust the tooth into the rough position that you want. You know, height, width, making sure your contact points is pretty right. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it just gives you an idea. After that's done, we can go on to design. So designing, it's pretty easy. If you've gotten everything else right, your path of insertion, your the planning, then you can just go into this step here and you can hit apply. After you hit apply, it will generate the crown. This is what I've already generated the crown, so this is what it's created before. But after it's generated, you can check contact points, make sure that you're happy with exactly how the crown is, which at that point those contact points are correct. You can adjust them using these quick edit tools, and the next step down you can also adjust your margin. These quick edit tools, let's say if you wanted to adjust this lingual in or out, let's say mesial contact, so you can see how you can enlarge it. You can increase or decrease a micron adjustment of each of these quick editing tools. There's these quick editing tools as well, so you've got rubber tooth, move, drop a smooth surface, so you can adjust anything that you like. You can add in some definition if you wanted to add in some, and then you can bring it down and give yourself a little bit of definition. So it doesn't have to be a huge amount of detail, but you can put all of that in there and you can do it all really quickly. After that's done, you can just go mill, choose your block size, move the sprue, and send to mill. So within that full workflow, you can see there how easy it is to do everything within the PlanMaker workflow. And within 15 minutes there, if I can do that all within 15 minutes, you can see how much time you'll save in your practice.